Good evening everyone. The purpose of this video is to understand our problem statement, and before going into that, myself Mandeep, and our team name is Team Spark, and our team members are Nehemiah Prasad and Malothu Anil. This occurs mainly in the cities like Delhi, Hyderabad, Mumbai and etc. In cities like this, there is little to no percolation of rainwater as the entire landscape is covered with concrete. As a result, the groundwater does not get recharged. Also, the drainage system is unable to keep up with the vast amount of runoff, which leads to blockages, and this causes more headache to the people. And then coming to the introduction, this is leading to increased flooding in urban areas as the drainage systems are unable to cope with the sheer volume of water. It is also leading to additional water pollution as runoff from the streets and roads is carrying pollutants from the built environment into nearby waterways. As more and more urbanization is underway, the water is not getting percolated properly. The cities are being built on concrete and paved roads, which is resulting in the groundwater levels to decrease. This is leading to water scarcity and the water table is going down. And then coming to what I have understood from the statement that we have chosen is that the underlying problem is the effect and the cause is rapid urbanization. We can easily avoid this by leaving room for measures to avoid this like percolation pots, roots and that are designed to take water to the spots or holes which is convenience to public and people, but it is effective for us to alter the effect than the cause because of the scale of the cause, and we cannot do much about this. Also, there is a issue of groundwater levels. This is a much bigger concern and it is a time critical one, so the problem gains even more importance if we delay it.
Let us look at this picture. It is depicting the present situation of our current society, or at least the urban image. There are some trees in this image, and as you can see, there is water getting discharged. It seems like it is polluted or something like that. That is because most of the water that is drained off from industries and the buildings, from the roads. It gets carried with dust and everything, and that gets polluted. The water doesn't get percolated into the ground, as most of the scenery, the landscape that you see is covered with high-rise buildings, factories and such as. This mostly occurs in urban and semi-urban landscapes like London, Hyderabad and many other places like that. Here we see a picture, and in this picture there is a little girl and her sister. They are walking on a street, on a paved street, and it is filled with water. They seem to be struggling to walk in this, and this is a common scene in semi-urban areas in India. Hmm. As we have seen in the previous slide, the buildings in the top of the high-rise buildings are the cause, and this picture is the effect. And the later, that is, the effect is something we can do about because it is on a smaller scale, and the cause, that is the urbanization, is on a much larger scale, and we will not look much into that. Our scope is doing something about the effect, and that is the after cause.
And then coming to the customer perspective, during rains, as there is less area for the water to percolate, water is run off sometimes onto roads. Due to this rains, the roads are getting frequently damaged and people are facing many problems through this. And other case, the customer might slip while walking on the path. This is personal loss, and bike slip while riding on the wet roads, and flooding drainages in urban areas is prone to danger as manholes are not visible and customer might get injured. So due to above all cases, the people are facing many problems. This slide is continuation for the customer perspective. From a customer perspective, tackling the issue of increased flooding due to urbanization requires both individual and collective action. Individual action would be to take personal restrictions and managing water runoff from kitchen, etc. Collective action would be to construct percolation holes in communal societies. Collectively, customers can work together to advocate for better urban planning. The customer has to take action in motivating the municipal corporation or whatever the authorities. Water runoff can have serious consequences on both the environment and the people. Changes in water runoff significantly impact the economic growth. Results show that years in which runoff is significantly low, then average local economical activity growth is depressed. The picture depicts that drainage block due to heavy rains. What I have thought of doing in this slide is I have put myself in the place of the person in the picture. As you can see, he relates to our customer. Firstly, I am unable to watch the road properly because of the water. I don't know where my next step falls, and this makes me uncomfortable and unsafe. Secondly, due to the stagnant water, I am getting skin diseases and I am interrupted on my way to work, and this delay is costing me time and money. At last, my clothes are getting ruined, and this comes under the personal loss. Before getting into the slide, putting myself in the position of user, and this made me to understood the problem even much better. The customer in an urban runoff problem is typically the general public or the local government. The customer is responsible for funding the project and monitoring the results, as well as ensuring that the project meets its goals. Taking roadside vendors as the user, and on their perspective, they will suffer through this, and as well as the selling product will be damaged. And at last, because of the stagnant water, the selling product will damaged due to mosquitoes. And then coming to this slide, upon gathering the above information and understanding it, we think these three that you see are the most probable users. First picture depicts the general public, and second picture depicts the vendors. And those three people are trying to sell their fruits, but the product is clearly damaged due to this heavy rains and polluted water. And third picture depicts that vehicles, and it shows that the drainage is blocked due to poor urban planning.